Welcome back. Today we are going to do an updated craft room tour because I've changed a lot of things since my last one. So I hope you enjoy it and let's get into it. Okay, so the room hasn't changed. Here we go. But as you can see, if you watched my last one, a lot of things have changed. So I'm gonna start over here. Okay, so here is where you come in. Those bins right there are from the scrapbook store that I bought. I still have stuff to sell and they're just chilling in the hallway. So when you come in, I still have my vinyl stored on this vinyl storage bag that hangs on the back of the door. I am going to try to update my Amazon store today and add more of these storage things to it if I can. So check the description box for a link to that, but I'm pretty sure I got that on Amazon, so I'll try to add that. Then we have the wooden stamp storage shelf that my husband built for me. There is a video about that. As you can see, I have very much thinned out my wooden stamp collection. I found I just wasn't using them very much. I just like the other kind, the clear that you can use a stamping platform with. I'm just not good at stamping wooden stamps. So this is all that remains of my huge wooden stamp collection. I sold all the rest. There might be a few left to sell, but that's all I'm keeping. So for the bottom half, shout out to my friend Trish, Bat Mom of 3 on Whatnot. She said, hey, I bet your punches could sit on that shelf. And she was right. So I used to have my punches in a basket and now they're here on the shelf, which makes it so much easier to see what I have. And I can put sets together. So I love that. So these mostly are Martha punches. And then I do have some other various punches down here. So I do have a few more punches, but they don't have like a flat surface that allows them to sit on the shelf. So those are somewhere else. But that's how I'm using this shelf. And then I do have a hook here with some of my Cricut mats, just a command hook. Okay, so let's just start here and continue around the room. So I have this shelf up here. My husband put up, thank you, hubby. I have this little rack for thread. So I thrifted that. Put that up here. I have like baker's twine that I like to use for different crafts and some thread because I do just a little bit of sewing. So I do have a little bit of thread. And then these self-inking stamps, these are all 7 Gypsies, I believe. I just put them there. Wasn't really a good spot for them. And then this is like elastic thread. So that's great for closures and things on journals. I have my tote bag that my daughter made me, Teflon sheet for my heat press. This little rack, I got this in a buyout I did, but I think it's from Michael's, so I'll see if I can find it and link it. But this is where I put all of my distress stains, my distress paints, my sprays like mica spray. I have some spritzes. I have a few re-inkers. Yeah, so that's where I keep those. This, I think, oh, look at it, it's empty. This little shelf here goes from here to here. This was also thrifted, so I don't really know what brand it is, but I love thrifting storage and organization things. You'll see that throughout this video. Oh, it's a gift card I got for my birthday. Okay. So this is where I kind of keep all my chipboard. So these are chipboard pieces, some kits that are chipboard, albums. So this is like an album that you make. I've got some other album covers. And then these are like album kits, like Graphic 45, and like these little boxes you can decorate. So I just keep all these here so I can grab them. These are some that are in progress. And then I have more chipboard and more chipboard. So this is kind of my chipboard area. And then I have this labeled chipboard and book cloth. So I've got more chipboard and book cloth. And I save every little scrap because even if I wanted to make a little tiny album, that could be a spine. You never know. So I always save the scraps of chipboard. This is tags. So these are tags that people have made that I've received in packages, or might be some in here that I have made. But I kind of put them in here until I'm ready to use them on a project. And then I have some tape refills there. Okay, then this is where I put the rest of my punches, the kind that don't really sit well on the shelf. You know, they don't have a flat edge. Or my big Martha Stewart one that the cartridges go in. I have my paper corrugator thing. There's a circle cutter, little tag punch. So things like that that just don't really sit well. And there's the puppies. Okay, then down here in this drawer that says sticker paper, I have actually some photo paper. This is actually fun to alcohol ink on, and I thrifted those. And then I have sticker paper, like for my Cricut. I think there's some Shrinky Dink film in here. Still want to play with that. I haven't used that yet. And then, yeah, I think that's mostly what this is, kind of like Cricut stuff. Oh, and maybe some refills for my laminator as well. And then down here I have faux leather. This little pouch right here, though, this is kind of like all the user manuals and instruction books for my various craft machines, like my heat press and that kind of thing. And then I got faux leather. I think this is the same. I think I've always kept it here. And then, so these are IKEA drawers. Oh, Reagan's like, please pay attention to me. Okay. Then I have office supplies. So, you know, Post-it notes, stapler. These are pens and highlighters for my Bible. You have some blank artist trading cards, pens, all that kind of stuff. Some decorative, like, packing tape. And then this is more Cricut stuff, except for this. These are just big note cards. But I've got some bigger vinyl. This is just too thick to fit in my thing that's on the back of the door. Some acrylic things that are good to put vinyl on. Some Cricut Joy vinyl. Some extra blade and foil transfer kit for the Joy. Okay, and then I have Mink and Joy vinyl. So I have the little rolls of vinyl. And then I have the foil for my Mink machine. And then these are like toner cards that you can add foil to. Pick those up at Ollie's. And then some different Mink little kits for using the Mink for hot foiling. All right, down here, card bases and Cricut cards. So in the back here, I have a lot of the Cricut card bases and transfer foil. And then these are all different, you know, card bases ready to put your own card front on and decorate, some envelopes, all that. And then again, more card bases, all different kinds. I get mulberry ones, I have envelopes, I have, you know, cream and white, all different options. And then, and this little desk area, this is also IKEA, an IKEA tabletop, IKEA drawers, and then IKEA desk legs. Now, this down here, these are extra shelves that I've taken out of here. We'll get to that. This is chipboard, but this is, what size is this? 11 by, I don't know. It's taller, but this is good for making boxes and stuff like that. So that just sits there. This is a little like lap desk. It's from We Are Memory Keepers, and this is what I grab if I want to go do some crafting on the couch. And then my laser printer I picked up for $5 at a yard sale. It had toner in it and it works. That was like the deal of the century. So that is good for hot foiling because that hot foil reacts to toner you put through the Mink, and I think I have a video on that, but this allows me to basically print any image I want and foil it. So that was a great find. So let's look on here. This is where I have my heat press. This is the HTV Ront auto heat press. There is a power strip back here. I always leave them unplugged, but it's easy to plug them in when I want to use them. And the PYD Life sublimation oven is there. And then my pegboard, which was here in my last video, but I greatly destashed my ribbon because while I do use ribbon, I just had way too much. So, and ribbon is something I always find thrifting, so I know that I always will have access to it. So that is most of my ribbon. I do have some more somewhere else. And then my Hug and Snug seam binding for dyeing and crinkling. I have my big heat gun. This is good for shrinking the film that you put on sublimating things before you put them in the oven. And then also for wood burning with like the torch paste. And then I've got some book tape, some different tapes up there, some chain for making dangles, some trim. This is actually medical tape, but it's actually quite useful in bookbinding. I think this is pom-pom maker, some extra things for the pegboard. This is extra thing for my ribbon cutter, some clamps, hot glue, a lighter, a pamphlet, stapler, mask, and ice, eyeglasses, all that stuff. So that's the pegboard. And then now these units here are from Michaels. I think the line is called Simply Tidy. But I'll see if I can link that. Sorry. I'll see if I can link that below in the description box. But you'll see I have two printers here. So they're both EcoTinks. This is just my regular inkjet printer. This is the one that I converted for sublimation. So yes, I have three printers in here. Now this I have, these are all like solid cardstocks, small different size pads. And I use these a lot for die cutting. So these are nice to have right here. These are Xyrons. I have two Xyrons so that I can have one with like laminate in it and one with sticker paper. This is a little Xyron I picked up at a yard sale. It's just basically like a tape runner. And then I have my little Xyron refills. This thing I recently thrifted. It's like a little hand printer. But I need to get ink for it. But that's there. And then down here I have all my 8.5 by 11 cardstock kind of sorted in color so I can grab and go. This used to house my playing cards, but I destashed them just because I realized I really wasn't crafting with them. So I'm just leaving it here until I am inspired to organize something in there. This is full of napkins for decoupaging, and that's really fun. This is like markers and pens. This I thrifted, and someone told me this is a drawer to an old sewing machine, so that's pretty cool. But I have in here like bottle caps and the cabochons. I never know how to say it ever because I like to make charms. There's some hardware in there, so that's all in there. And then in this bin, this is very random stuff. I have a stuffed ant, got some more napkins. I have my book tool from We Are Memory Keepers, directions for something. I have more labels for ink, so as I get those colors, I can label them. So it's kind of a random thing, but I do kind of know what's in there, if that makes sense. And then this is more collage paper, mostly Timmy. And then down here I have some Cricut things, and this is like Cricut poster board, 12 by 12 foil, what's this, craft board, just some bigger things for my Cricut. Okay, now on this one we've got the parchment paper you can stamp on. I've got some chipboard tiles. Here's my little Rolodex that I organized little small things like Temu stuff in. And then this is something I got recently too, at bottom of the bins, and it's like a little tag maker. And so that's the machine. And then I have all the little metal frames and templates to make tags. And then this little box here has like clear stickers, like PET stickers. So that's what is there. This is still the same. It's full of different embellishments. Actually, this one is a lot of these like Graphic 45 handles and things. I did move all my plates from my various die cutting machines to here because it's more convenient right here. So that's what all of these are. Then this is 8.5 by 11 like decorative paper, and some smaller paper pads like 6 by 6, 8 by 8, all that kind of thing. This has different kinds of embellishments all organized in it. This is Cricut vinyl that I take to my homeschool co-op where I teach Cricut. That's just easy to grab. And then these are just empty storage things ready to be used. This is all my Timmy smaller paper. I have some of these pads. I've got like his solid stock. I do have some Ranger things in here. Not necessarily Tim Holtz. Actually, this is. But got some craft core, some metallic cardstock, backdrops. All there together. Still have my Barbie collection across the top of my craft room. These and then these 4 cubes are like Jeremy's stuff. Down here I have my jewelry making thing that my friend Trish made for me for my birthday. This basket is stickers and like ephemera packs. I've got my Tim Holtz stickers in here and different things like that. Some Anna Griffin stickers. It's all in there. Down here, this is usually my Tim Holtz stamping platform, goes right here, but I actually have that in my travel bag because I'm taking it with me on vacation. But I also have the Sizzix one, and this is actually really nice because it's really large. So if you do big background stamps, which I do have, they're great on this. Also have the stencil holder and the round stencil circle thing. So I do like both. This is a magnetic thing for dies when you're working on them so they can not get lost on your table. These are all like t-shirt blanks for vinyl. And this, by the way, is a calyx. I think that's how you say it, a calyx cube from IKEA. So I have these little binder things that I get on Whatnot from Andrea. Pretty sure her account is linked in my description box. But I use these for stickers and things. So this one is just right on the spine with a marker. But you can see this one has like rub-on transfers in it. I've got stickers and they all kind of fell. This is like hunky-dory card topper stuff, like kits. And then this has acetate and stuff in it. Okay. And then this is a new thing I did. I got these storage envelopes from Hobby Lobby. And for paper collections that I have, you know, maybe the large pad and the small pad, or maybe I've got a lot of ephemera and things that go with it. I put them in here and I labeled them on the spine here so I can see, oh, if I want to use Graphic 45 Princess collection, you know, I can pull it out and I have everything together. So I really like that. And that's kind of what these 2 shelves are. And then this has mulberry paper. And this other one has some more stickers in it. Down here are glass bulbs or, you know, ornaments for decorating for Christmas. These are my scraps. So I've got like black and white for making album bases, and then colored scraps. I can just shove them in there. I have some mounting foam for when I need to mount unmounted stamps. I think there's some canvases back here. This is a paper collection I just got. These are more scraps. This is the collection I was just using, working on that album. I've got stencils, Timmy stencils, and Timmy stencils. Now, this is something new. This is a paper storage rack I picked up on Marketplace. So I have my 12 by 12 paper here now, and it allows it to be much more separated. And I am really loving that. Now this, for example, I have just paper clipped it together because I have the chipboard sheet and the collection, but I love this paper storage rack so much. It makes finding my paper much easier. I still have this little pegboard here with my embossing gun. There's my little ribbon cutter. This is a little precision glue pen. Precision glue gun. This is the glue gun I have my wax seals in, and then a regular glue gun. I've got various like jewelry tools and some hole punches and things like that. This is my heat tool. I've got my centering ruler. This is storage container, and these are from Michael's, the Simply Tidy line. So I've got like brushes and different tools in here. And then a lot of like refills for glue back here. Collage medium, all kinds of stuff like that. So that brings us over to my desk area. So let me pull out my chair and I'll show you this. So let's turn the light on. Got my little auto light. Okay. So this I also got from the scrapbook store buyout. Love it. It's a little clamps onto your desk here. Put your cup in it. I've definitely spilled my cup on my craft table, so this is great. And a little scrap bag. Now this little container I thrifted, this has a lot of just little paper pads in it. This folds up so it doesn't get in my way if you're wondering about that. But as you can see, these are just smaller paper pads. Fits perfectly right there. Love that. I keep putting my finger in front of the camera. I'm sorry. This is my labeler. This drawer seems like a hot mess, but honestly it works fine for me. But this is scissors and you know, corner chompers and all the tools. So that's there. And then the rest of these drawers are mainly like stamping related. I have my perfect pearls. I cannot wait to try out. Just haven't had a chance. Got all my pastes and embossing powders and glazes, and these things are all right here. This drawer is all stuff for inking or stamping. Got some sanding disc and all the things. And then down here I've got my little claws I use for cleaning up. Got some sanding things, my stamp cleaner scrubby thing, anti-static stuff for embossing. I have acrylic blocks, stamp cleaner, all kinds of stuff. Basically all stamping. And then down here I have some more of these. I have an empty tin, some watercolors, got watercolor pencils, some trays, cleaning cloths, all that fun stuff. Now under my desk here, this is like homeschool, like old portfolios and stuff. But down here, I've got my gloves. This has not changed from the last video. This looks like a hot mess. It's actually not that bad. My scale is actually on, so we'll turn that off. But these are like Mod Podge and glue, sealers and things like that. Gloves. And then right here, I've got my pouch that my laptop can go in, power strip, and scale for when I'm selling on Whatnot. And then that brings us to my desk. So this is also an IKEA cube system. I just got these bookends from my friend Jen, Ohio Nurse. She also has a YouTube channel, so check the description box. She knows I love bicycles, and now I have bookends to keep my albums that are in progress from falling over, so I love that so much. I have a little tag that my friend Shanna sent me, and my little K brass stencil. I have a little storage thing for some vinyl, and then so here's my workspace right here. So this drawer is mostly like kind of junk. It's my junk drawer. Got my big chomper. I have more glue sticks, tape. This is for when you're weeding. These are embroidery scissors. They can be really good for like really, really detailed fussy cutting. I have this business card file that has like game cards in it that I do use. Some various mats that are good for stamping and things like that. Magnets and paper clips. These are alcohol inks. I've got my tape for my sublimation, an extra phone stand, my chicken light. And then here's my workspace. So it's the album that we've been working on, sneak peek, still working on that. I had some things here I was playing with. This is the We Are Memory Keepers self-healing cutting mat, and it's also magnetic. So I do have some magnets here to help hold things down. And then I just layer my various mats. So I have my glass mat down there, and then underneath is like an actual like paper desk mat. I have my sign that my friend Jen, again, Ohio nurse, made for me. Love it. And then these little tins have like mini brads and things. And I've got some just various Tim Holtz type things in there. I got this recently. And then these are all brads. Those are like spice tins. I think this is from IKEA. And those are little clips. And then I have one ink that is Stampin' Up. On this little shelf here, again, this was all thrifted, and this was also in my last video. This hasn't changed much, but I have my Tim Holtz books, little mini collage junk journals. This is a little box with die cuts in it that I've, die cut and put them in there for future projects. And then a little journal that I can collage in. I've got my shelf of shame. Oh, okay. My shelf of shame, I call it. Up here, my tag from Mr. Timmy. Got my little tape measure. I use that all the time instead of a ruler, usually. I have some inks. I have all my inks in this little thing that I thrifted, and my glass paperweights that I kind of collect, and I actually are very useful. Those are up there. This is my album that my lovely friend Wendy made me, and then there's stickers in here to put on packages. Got my pen storage. This is all like blank tags ready to decorate, some paper. And then this is my wall of Timmy. So this shelf storage thing here was from the scrapbook store buyout, and I am storing my Timmy ideology on it because it's at my fingertips and I can see what I have, and I just absolutely love it. So got another paperweight. I really do love these, and I use them a lot actually. Post-it notes. These are just a lot of Timmy ideology stuff. My score tape and my book tool, my scissors, my glue press, tissues. Under the desk here, I have my Vagabond and my trash can. And then, so when I'm sitting here at my desk, as I am now, this is all very accessible. I have this really small unit sitting here. My scoreboard is right here, easy to grab. I've got some Cricut mats there. My paper trimmer, easy to grab and then sit back out of my way. And then these drawers house my Tim Holtz dies. So they're the ones I use the most, honestly, so I like having them right there. Okay, so when you stand up, there's my little workspace. I still am loving this cart for my cutting machines. I got my Brother Scan and Cut, my Cricut Maker, Anna Griffin Empress, Mini Heat Press, Cricut Joy. This box contains all the cords, and then I have my extra Cricut blades. And then in this drawer, I have my grunge board stash, and then these empty storage containers ready to go if I need them. And then more Timmy on this side. Oh, you had no doubt, right? I love Timmy. I've got transfer tape and some other things on there. Now, behind my workspace here, I have it divided. I have my stack paper cutter for cutting big, thick stacks of paper, like when you're making journals. Love it. And then my Big Shot Plus. So it's wider than the regular Big Shot, and I keep it back here. I can die cut right here. Keep the plates for it right there. And then I don't even know what that, I think that's Jeremy's. And then this paper trimmer I thrifted, but this is amazing for cutting chipboard. Also very heavy, so it can stay right here and I can cut my chipboard. Okay, back here I've got VHS. This bin is like gift wrap, like Christmas bows and ribbon. Got my Cricut bag, my toolkit. These are vinyl scraps. These are like nuts and bolts and things. They're just nice to have up here if something needs to get hung up or whatever. My splat box, and then this We Are Memory Keeper storage thing has book ends or book corners and book plates and things like that. And then I have vinyl. This is exactly what it is. Miscellaneous supplies, mini lights, straws, you never know. These things, more hooks for that rack that I have out there. And then this is packaging more for like craft fair, which I don't really do much anymore. but I do still do a couple a year, so hanging on to those. These two bins are like I thrifted this chalk couture, but it's a wooden tier tray, and these little houses. So these are wood blanks basically to paint and craft with. Same with this. I have an idea for these little trophies. And there's some cups back there, things like that, and then some more wood things. This is a new toner cartridge for my laser printer, and then some white bags for crafting, and then this, a little bit more difficult to access, but it's my die, so I don't really use that very often. This shelf is cards that I'm working on or completed. These are a lot of like sublimation blanks again. So I think that's everything in this, and then they have our file cabinet down here. Okay, so this little basket are outgoing things. I have a printer's tray that I'm trying to figure out where to hang, but I do want to utilize it somehow, so it's just kind of chilling there. And then I have this little storage area. So this container, I got at a yard sale, but it works great for all my stickles and pearls and like the glitter that I would use for shaker cards. This jar was also thrifted. I love that it has like this chicken wire on it, but it's like Scrabble tiles and some things that look like Scrabble tiles but are like made for crafting. So those are in there. I've got some more paint back there. I have this big, huge wooden stamp that actually is really cool for backgrounds. I actually really, really love it. I thrifted this drawer, and I may do something else with it, but for right now it's sitting here and I think it's pretty cool. Washi tape, the cup to my Barbie Stanley, and then I just have various little things in here, a lot of tape, some lunar paste, embossing paste, things like that. So that is that area. And then this whole cube system is also from IKEA, the Calyx, I think that's what it's called. Sewing machine bag, boxes for my daughter's cherished teddies, and those are craft fair items. This doesn't go here, so let's move that. Okay, we've got fabric, and I purchased, and I'll put these in the Amazon store, but they're little bolts to wrap your fabric on so that you can see what you have. Love that. This is my, wow. This is my jewelry making area. Things for making dangles. I do have some tassels in here, some plastic snaps. I have this little paper trimmer that I'm probably going to get rid of. Honestly, it's not really that useful. This is trim and ribbon that's not on rolls. Limit myself to that, and I filled it up. Anna Griffin card elements. I have a bow maker. I think this is actually empty. And then down here I have my Biggs dies. So these, and then these are like really longer ones. And then I have my typewriter, my sewing machine, my cinch, coils. These are file folders. I got a huge box at Goodwill, and these are awesome for all kinds of crafts. I have my Timmy stamps here and some up here. Anna Griffin dies, and then this is where I kind of put these dies. They're just really large and they don't really fit in any binders, so they're just right there. I have, these are like blank ornaments for decorating, boxes to decorate, and then this is, I guess I do have a little bit more trim, mesh trim and some ribbon, roses. I've really destashed a lot of ephemera because I don't use it as much as I thought I would. But this is where my ephemera is, my scrapbooks for collaging. I have only really one cube of books now because I destashed a lot of that. Golden books, and then there's some other books behind there. These are project things. I've got these that I can decorate. That I can decorate. This is going to be fun, making my own little advent calendar. This is where I put my dies now. So I used to have them in these binders, but I got these on Marketplace, and they have little magnetic things in them. So I have my dies here kind of organized by theme, but I have to label them. This wasn't my label, it was previous owners. But these, I'm in the process of organizing, but you can see I have, these are all stamps. So like flowers and birds. A couple of these are empty. Vintage looking, Christmas, Graphic 45. So those are there. And then here we have like my mink, my laminator, and then like We Are Member Keepers punch boards. These are all sublimation blanks. It's the project that I completed, but I just need to decide where I'm going to hang it in the house. I have my thermal cinch, my sewing box. These are some coloring books, some file folders, some paper for like junk journal signatures, things I'm going to craft with, some empty storage things ready to be utilized. Even have an empty bin here. These are embossing folders, so I'll keep them all here. And then I have some kits, like those Christmas kits I got at that scrapbook store. Like I already started, but I just keep it all together in there. This is my ledger from the 1800s. I have some vintage paper dolls, and this is all of my fuse stuff. Ephemera, some larger paper like rice paper, tracing paper, that kind of stuff. That scrapbook has ephemera in it, and then this atlas I can use. And then I have wrapping paper. And then right here are like 24 by 12 or, you know, bigger cardstock that doesn't fit on my paper tower. Tracing paper. Okay. I've got my lovely picture from my friend Wendy. I have this ruler that my friend Jen gave me, and I've been clipping things on there. The closet is really just shipping supplies for Whatnot. But I do have this shoe organizer, and I have my thermal cinch stuff on there, and then packing tape, and this is my bag I take to co-op. And these are mostly like empty storage containers down here, ready to be used if I need them. And then all my packing stuff. And then that comes back. So here's the door, and we're in the last section. I've got the TV, and then my paper storage rack. So you saw the one back here that I got on Marketplace. I also picked up this one and this one on Marketplace. And then this one was from the scrapbook store. So I'm loving paper storage racks. Love it. This one is my 8.5 by 11 solid cardstock that I use for making albums, and I have it labeled 65, 110, 65. So makes it easy to grab the weight that I need. As you can see, I use a lot more white, or at least I have a lot more white, and I can see I'm getting kind of low on the black, 110 pounds. So that's a good visual as well. This drawer is empty. Love that. We have in here, I've got some clips, some knobs that I like to put on spines, memory glass, wire. This is a bookbinding toolkit, magnets. These are various adhesives, double-sided tape, foam dots, sublimation tape, some things for interactive cards. Down here, these are all kind of shaker things. I got some shaker domes, things like that, some foam strips. And then this is a little full. Maybe I should put some of these in that top drawer, but these are embellishments, flowers, and things like that. Some Prima flowers, stuff like that. And then I have my solid 12 by 12. And then I have like some glitter paper, few collections, and then these are my Tim Holtz 12 by 12 paper right here. This is very special to me. And that is my entire craft room. So I hope that gave you some ideas, some organization ideas. I love seeing how people organize their craft spaces and getting ideas for how to use mine. So I hope you enjoy this long video, and I'll see you next time.